Hello, hi everyone. Today in this class we will discuss about listings. In the earlier classes we have discussed about tables, right? This listings also same as the tables. Okay, for to generate the listings also we will receive um, mock shells from the statistician, or else we will use the statistical analysis plan which is provided by the statistician when we will generate the listings. The only difference between listings and the tables is in the listings we will not create or remove any variables, okay, and we do not perform any calculations in the listings. But in case of tables we perform descriptive statistics and we perform some calculations, right? But here when it comes to listings we don't do any such type of calculations, or we don't create any new variables, or we don't remove any existing variables. Okay, we will create the report based on the mock shell or else the template. Okay, based on those we will generate our report and we will format the data based on the requirement. Okay, and also one more thing that we need to remember here is all variables that we use in listings should be always in character format. Okay, so one basic rule that you have to remember is listings we will create them by using Adam datasets, and TLFs also we will generate them from the Adam datasets. That is means we will create tables, listings, and figures, everything from the Adam datasets. When it comes to Adam datasets, we generate Adam datasets from the HDTM datasets, and HDTM datasets are generated from where? From raw dataset. Okay, so our TLFs are generated from Adam datasets, and now current topic is listings, which is generated from the Adam datasets. Okay, now let's go into the example. Okay, so here um, basically listings will be developed from single data set or from multiple data sets. Okay, so we need to subset the data. So here let's see here I have taken two data sets. Okay, instead of showing you guys from single data sets and creating the listings, I thought of taking two data sets here. And let's look into the mock shell or the template that I need to generate the report, how it looks like. See, this is how my end result or the end report should look like. Okay, and I have created this report from these two datasets. One is the ADVS dataset and the another one is the ADSL dataset. Okay, so from these two datasets, so now my task is to create the listing report should look like this. Okay, so basically in the listings, as I told you earlier, we do not perform any calculations and we do not create any variables, or we do not remove any existing variables. Okay, we just subset the data and we will give the report to the statistician based on the mock shell they given to us. So what are all the variables that I need to include, they will provide us already in the mock shell like this, and I will include those variables from both the data sets. See here I'm using two data sets, so from these two data sets I'm including the variables. But if you have only single data set, you are going to include those variables only in your final end report. Okay, so let's move into this. See, whenever I start working on any program or in creating any report, first thing that I will do is I will write a comment like this. Okay, so what are all the data sets that I am working on? So here basically I am working on two data sets. One is the ADSL dataset and the other one is the ADVS dataset. And the next thing that I will do is what are all the variables that I need to have. Like, see, for example, let's look into the template. So this is my template, right? So what are all the variables that I need to have in my template final report? These are the variables that I need to have in my final report, right? So those variables I have written them here, so it will be easier for me when subsetting the data. So here See here, I have taken all the variables that I have to create in my end report. Okay, so now let's check where do I have all these variables in these two data sets. Okay, so first let's check into the ADVS dataset. So what are all the variables that I have here? Subject identifier, sex, country, age, plan treatment, parameter description, analysis visit, and analysis value. Okay, let's look here. So here I have subject id and u subject id. So subject identifier is nothing but the u subject id. If you want, we can check the label. Okay, let's go to the table properties and let's go to the columns and see here your subject id is nothing but the unique subject identifier. So this is what I want to take into my end report. So the first thing that I need here is subject identifier. So where it is presented, it is present at the ADVS dataset. So what I will do it here is, so I will create something like this. See here I have written subject identifier and I am specifying where this is present in which dataset it is present in. So it is present in ADVS dataset, and also let's check in the ADSL dataset also if we have a subject identifier and if it is same. Okay, so let's go to the ADSL dataset. So here also I have the subject ID and here also I have the same data value. So here what I have written, I have this dataset in both ADVS and ADSL dataset. See here I have so many variables, but I am not going to take all these variables. See here I have so many variables, but in my end report I need only these variables from these two data sets. So I'm going to take only these variables in my report. So my subject identifier is present in both ADVS and ADSL datasets. And let's check the sex. So I already written that sex is present in which dataset? Sex variable, ADSL dataset. Let's check it. See here in the ADSL dataset, where see here I have the sex variable. Okay, see I have my sex variable here, right? So but here when you see that, see my sex values, data values are present in the form of full form, like male, complete word, complete name. But here how it is present, it is just as M. So for that you need to format the data. I told you, right? We will format the data and subset the data. So if we have anything like this, we will format those data. Okay. For that we will be provided with the readme or the code dictionary. Okay. In the tables class we have seen, right? We will be also provided with readme document or the code dictionary. Okay. From there we have to, by using that code dictionary, it depends on company to company. In my company they use the name as code dictionary, but in my previous company they use it the name as a readme document. Okay, so it depends where you work, so you can use code dictionary or anything. So based on the code dictionary I will name this as M for male. Okay, so the next variable is country, which is present in ADSL as well, and age is also present in ADSL as well, and planned treatment is present at where? ADVS dataset. Let's look into the see ADVS dataset. So here I have planned treatment. See, this TRTP is nothing but the planned treatment. If we want, we can check that in the table properties. See, go to the columns and check the label. So here I have the planned treatment, right? But here I also have planned treatment number. Okay, so here when I check that, see here I have TRTP values and TRTP n values. So these TRTP n values in the form of numbers. So if I want to order the data, in that case this numbered values are easier for me to order the data, right? So for that reason what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both TRTP values and TRTP n values, both the values, but while printing in the end result, what I just need only the TRTP values. I don't need this TRTPN, so I will just simply drop this TRTPN variable values. Okay, so here for that reason I am taking both TRTP values, plant treatment and plant treatment number. And the next thing is parameter description. Parameter description is present in ADVS as well. Analysis visit ADVS and analysis visit number. Here also we have number and the value. So that's why I have taken both the values to subset or order the data. It will be easier by using the numbering values. Okay, and while creating listings, many companies prefer commenting, like giving like this. See, by giving, so programmer name, output name, and programmer date, reviewer date, and title. So if any other programmer is looking into your work, if we give something like this, it will be easier for them to understand, right? So basically, what is this program belongs to, or what this report basically belongs to, and when this was created and who created this, all these details we can find this from here, right? So few companies prefer to um, print the data like this before starting our program. Okay, so in like this in the comments. So now let's move into the actual program. So here I have my data in this practice data set. So I want to bring the data. So let's create a library. Okay, let's create a library called, let's give library as, I'm creating the listings data set, right? So let's take listings. Okay, so this will be my library name, and where this data is presented in this practice data set, right? So let's copy the path and give the path. So now let's create this listings library. Before that, let's check if I have a library with that name. Listings, no, I don't have any library with that name. So let's create a listings library. See, now I have created a library called listings. Now what I will do is, let's subset the data. See, I have these values from two data sets, right? From these two data sets, I want to subset the data and create a data set with the required variables. Required variables are what? These are my required variables present in two different data sets. Now I want to put together these two data set variables, that is required variables. Okay, by using proc SQL procedure I can do that, right? So let's do that. So proc SQL, okay, proc SQL, and let's create a table. Create table. Okay, now from which library we are getting this data values? From the listings library, right? So let's give listings. Okay, that is my library name. And now let's give some name to my data set. So here I'm combining this ADVS and ADSL data sets, right, to create a data set with these two variables. See, these variables, these common variables are the required variables to create my end report. So let's give a name as ADVS ADSL underscore ADVS. Okay, you can give any name, but for my understanding purpose I have just simply given ADSL underscore ADVS. That means I'm combining those two data sets. So let's give as select. So now I need to select which variables I have to print. Okay, so from ADVS dataset, what are all the variables that I need? See, I have written that here, right? Subject identifier. Subject identifier is nothing but, see, use subject ID, right? Which is present in both the data sets. So here, now let's take select the first variable is, so first let's print the ADVS variables first, and then let's give the ADSL variables next. Okay, now here I am taking ADVS dot u subject ID. Okay, u subject ID, and my next variable is, let's take it from the same data set. to avoid confusions. Okay, so the next variable is what? From the ADVS, the next variable is plant treatment, which is TRTP. ADVS, what is the plant treatment? TRTP. So let's give here ADVS dot TRTP. Okay, and now the next variable is what? TRTPN, plant treatment number. So ADVS dot TRTPN. And the next variable is parameter description. The parameter description variable name is param. Okay, if you want we can check. See what is the parameter description variable name? Param is the name. So let's give ADVS dot param. And what is the next variable? Analysis visit. Okay, so let's give it here ADVS dot. But the thing is, basically it's a ADVS dataset, but the name of my dataset that I have given here in my library is, let's check the name of the dataset. See here, my name of the dataset is VS. I didn't specify it as ADVS, but I just simply gave it as VS. So instead of giving here, internally it's an ADVS dataset, but the name that I have given here is VS. So let's take this here as VS instead of ADVS. So see, VS, VS, VS. Okay, now my next data set is after parameter what? Analysis visit. So what is the variable name for this analysis visit? Let's check it. A visit. Okay, A visit is the analysis visit. If we want, we can check that in the table properties. Analysis visit, where is it? See, analysis visit is nothing but A visit, and analysis visit number is nothing but A visit N. Okay, let's give it here. A visit for analysis visit and VS dot A visit N. Okay, and what is the next variable? Analysis value from the same ADVS dataset. So VS dot analysis visit analysis value. So what is the variable name for this analysis value? A val, I think. See here, A val. Okay, so let's give A val as the variable name. And now let's get the, so now we are done with ADVS dataset variable names. Now I need to get the ADSL dataset variable here. So I have in the from the ADSL I have subject identifier also. So let's get that as well. So ADSL dot u sub g id. Okay. Now what is the next variable from this ADSL? Sex. So let's give it ADSL dot sex and ADSL dot country. And what is the next one after country? Age. Okay, ADSL dot age. Is that all? Yes. So now we have got all the variables that I want to see in my end report from these two data sets. What are those two data sets? From ADVS and ADSL data set. Now what is the next thing that I need to do? So these are the variables that I want to print, but from which data sets I want to print them, I have to give that as well, right? From listings dot, I have these data sets present in the listings data set, right? So listings library, right? So let's give listings dot vs. Okay, and I want to left join. Okay, left join with listings dot adsl. See here I have taken vs on the left side, so that's why I have given the left join with adsl. If I use this adsl first in the left side, then you can use right join. Okay, you can use either left join or right join, but it depends on which one you are using on the left side. Okay, so here I have used vs because I want to create a data set based on the vs and adsl data, and I want to subset the data, so I have taken vs on the left side and I want to left join that data values with the adsl data values. So that's why I have taken left join. If you want to um, take adsl first, then you can use right join also. Okay, now I have taken the values. So when I want to combine these two dataset values, so what is the common variable values here that I have in both the datasets? Subject identifier is the common data variable value that I have common in both the datasets. Let's check it. See here I have subject uSubject ID, and here also I have uSubject ID. See, which contains BP 3304801. I have the common values, and here also I have the same common values. See, so that's why here I want to join these two dataset variable values only when it is equal to uSubject ID. So for that, let's give on vs dot uSubject ID is equal to adsl dot uSubject ID. So that means it will combine these two dataset with the required variable values only when uSubject ID from BS or the ADVS dataset is equal to uSubject ID that is present in the ADSL dataset. Okay, now quit. Okay, now let's execute this and create ADSL underscore ADVS dataset which contains the variables that I wanted from these two datasets. Let's create the dataset. See, now I have created the dataset with the variable values that I only wanted to print my end report. So what is the next thing that I need to do? See here how my sex values are looking like. It is in the form of M and F. But my report shows that it has to be with the full word. That means male and female full word to be printed. So for that, let's apply gender. Okay, sorry, proc format. Okay, by using proc format, as it is a, so this gender values are the character data, right? So let's take value, it's a gender, it's a character data, so let's take a dollar sign, let's create a format called gender, and now when m equal to, when it is m, then I want that to be printed as male. Okay, now let's check the case. How, see, it has to be in the prop case, so let's give male. Okay, and if there is f, then I want that to be printed as female, and it has to be in the prop case as well. Okay, now run. Okay, so let's create this format. See, now I have created the format. Now what else I need to do? So the next thing is, here I have subsetted the data. Okay, now subsetting part is done. Now the only part that is remaining is creating the report, which looks like this. Okay, so for that we use proc report procedure, same as tables. Okay, in the tables we perform calculations, but in listings we don't perform any calculations. Okay, so from here onwards it's same as the tables. In the tables, by using proc report procedure, we will create the report, right? We will create the tables. But here also same thing. Okay, by using this data set, now see here we have created this data set ADVS ADSL underscore ADVS dataset, right? By using this dataset, now we create the report which looks like this. So for that, first we perform subsetting the data. Okay. So now the next thing is, let's use proc report procedure, same as tables. Okay. Proc report data equal to, so what is my dataset name? From which dataset I am creating this? From ADSL underscore ADVS, right? So let's give it here ADSL underscore ADVS. Okay, so from this dataset, I'm going to create my report, and let's check it. See here, I need a headline and I need to have a head skip, that means a space. So for that, let's use headline and head skip options. Okay, head skip, and let's take, now let's specify what are all the variables that I want to print. So let's give the variable values and also order them. Okay, so we will specify the variable values in column statement, right? See what this column statement will do, describes the arrangement of all columns and of the headings that span more than one column. So here let's use column statement, and here let's specify the variable name. So what are all the variables that I want to print? U subject id, and what is the next variable value? So that needs to represent, the order should be like this, right? See here I have my label values, but here my variable values in the dataset is these values, right? So first let's give the variable values according to our dataset, then let's define those label names in the define statement later. So here now I am taking U subject id, and what is the next variable value is sex. Okay, where is it? Let's check it. So U subject id over sex, and now country. Okay, let's take sex comma, sorry, no need of comma here, sex, country, and the next value is age, trtpn, and before that I need trtp values, right? Trtp values, and parameter description, a visit, and a visit n, and a val. These are all the variables, right? So now the next thing is, let's define the variables with the specific label values, and let's give some formatting if required. Okay, so here now let's use define statement. By using define statement, we will be able to describe how to use and display a report item. So now I am using here define u. So the first variable value is u subject id, so I'm taking u sub g id, and let's specify order, because I want them to be ordered. By using this order option, it orders the values of a group, order, or across variables according to the specified order. So now I want to order this values accordingly here, like this I want to order the data. So I'm using here order, and let's specify the label name. What so how my dataset name, variable name should present? It should be present like this, subject identifier. So subject is on the first line, and identifier is on the next line. So let's use a split option. Okay, so subject dot identifier. Whenever if I use a split, then I need to use the split option over here, right? Let's give split equal to, in the split here I have used dot as the separator, so let's specify that in the quotations. So dot is my separator, and the next variable is, so let's give define, next variable is sex variable, right? So sex variable also I need to do formatting, and it has to be also ordered, present in the order. And now let's take format. Here we are applying the format, right? What is the format that I have created here? This gender, right? So let's give it here now. So as it is a character data, let's give dollar gender dot, okay. Now it will format the data and print the full male name and female name, okay. So the next variable that I want to make or add any formatting is country. For country also I need to order the data, so let's give define country, okay, order, okay. But okay, let's execute this and see. So the one, what is the next value? Define age order, I want this also to be ordered. And the next one is define TRTP, right? Okay, treatment, oh no, not here. And let's give order, so that it will be ordered, okay. And let's take the same, because I have TRTPN all n values also, right? So let's take the same. But what I have told you, we use this TRTPN values just to order the data, okay. But I don't need that to be printed in my end report, because it is not given or specified by my statistician in the mock shell. So I don't need that to be printed, but I just want to use that to order the data. So let's give here no print, then it won't print that in the end report. And what is the next value variable? So let's give define, after TRTP we have param, okay. So let's give it here param, okay. And order this data. And now after, okay, now we have given param, and the next one is a visit, okay. Let's give define a visit, I want to order that, okay. See, let's open this. See, we have analysis visit values, right? Okay. And now let's take define a visit n. But I don't want to print this a visit n values, because I just want to print only a visit values, because I didn't, so my statistician didn't specify that in the mock shell. See, I just need only the analysis visit values but not the numbers. So order no print, okay. So what is the next variable value? So I'm done with till here. So there is no more variable values that I need to specify or specify any formatting. So now let's, so by here we have done with the analysis part, that means printing this part. See, now by using that I'll be able to print this part. But the thing is, see here, after each parameter value, so these are the parameter values, right? So for each, after finishing each parameter value, I have different parameter values, and I have got the analysis visit values and analysis values for based on the each parameter value. So I have to leave a blank line after each parameter value. See here, after each parameter value there is a blank line. So for that let's use break after. Okay, break after which variable? Each parameter, and skip. That means it will leave a blank line. Okay. Okay, now, so now we are completely done with this part. Okay, now let's look into the this portion. Okay, let's look into this header portion. So how can we do this header portion? By using compute, right? Compute before underscore page underscore. Now what I need to do, let's check it here. See here, in the first line, somewhere over here it is starting this value. Okay, let's copy this value, and now let's give line. So let's start that value at somewhere at 7. Okay, 7th position, and in the quotations let's give the value that I want to print at the 7th position. Okay, and again let's check this template. So after printing that value, they left some space, and in the end they are printing this value. Okay, let's take this value. So now in the next, but it has to be in the same line, right? So let's give it in the same line. Okay, by specifying the position at the 7th position I want to print this one, but at now let's give it at some 100th position I want to print this value. Let's specify the value that you want to print in the quotations. Okay, now let's check the, see, after printing this first line, these values, they left two blank lines. Okay, so let's specify line. As it is a blank line, let's leave a blank space in the quotations, and let's copy it because they left two blank lines. Okay, and now what is the next thing? See, after leaving two blank lines, in the fourth line here, from somewhere they printed this subject vital signs information listings title. Okay, let's give line. I want to print this value, but it should start at which position? It is starting somewhere over here, so let's give something else. So these values, this starting position, you can change accordingly after printing your report. Okay, based on the requirement. So here let's take, I want them to print at 30th position. Okay, so now it will print at the 30th position, and after printing that, what I need to do, I need to leave again a blank line space. So let's give that here, again a blank line after this. Okay, so we are done with the header part by here. See, header part is done. Right now let's end the comp, end comp, end comp, and we don't have any footer here or footnote value. See, let's check that. See here, the values are ended, the table is ended by here. Okay, and there is no footnote here. These values are again belongs to another mock shell. So it is another mock shell's header values these are, but here we don't have any footnote, so here I'm not specifying any footnote over here. Now run. Okay, let's execute this and see. See, now it created the report that I wanted. See, but now let's cross check with the mock shell. See now where it is starting my first. Let's check from the first line. Okay, so here I have this one in this end, and I have this value on this end, but in my end value, how I got it, I got it somewhere over here. So if I want to move it little bit to the right, then what I need to use, I need to increase. See here I have given 100, right? Instead of 100, let's give 120. And now let's execute it again. See, so now it moved little bit. So now let's give 140 now. 140. Let's execute it. mm, 160. Okay, like this we will keep increasing and creating the data set, because see now it moved little bit towards the right. So like this, after creating the report, we will make any changes if it is required. Okay. Also, if we need, see for example here analysis value. Okay, let's check here. For analysis value, they want that to be in the analysis on the top and the value to be on the down, right? So for that, what I need to specify, I have to specify a split option, right? So define what is the analysis eval, right? Eval is the variable name. So let's give here, I'm giving analysis dot um, what is it, analysis value. Okay, analysis value. Now it will print like how I wanted. Let's execute this. See, now I got analysis on the top and value on the bottom. Okay, if you want to move this one into the middle, you can do that. What you can do, so where I have specified here, I have given that to be started at the 30th position, right? Now you can increase that. Okay, it's very simple. If you want to see, let's check the result. See, if you want to increase the spacing, see, let's check the um, see here, if you want to increase spacing between these two variable values, you can do that by using spacing option. Or else if you want to increase or decrease the character data values, then you can use width option. Okay, you can use anything. See, mm, yeah. So like this, we can create the listings. It's the same as the tables, but in the tables we will perform many calculations and we will be able to create new variables or remove the existing variables. But when it comes to listings, we don't create new variables and we don't perform any calculations, but we just subset the data and we will create the report based on the given mock shell. Okay, so based on the given mock shell we have generated our report. Okay, that's all about listings. In the tomorrow session we will see about figures or graphs. Okay, thank you all. If you have any questions, post it in the comments, I will respond. Okay, great, thank you, bye bye.